You're listening to This Week in Real Estate with your host, Rob Golfi. Brought to you by the Golfi Team at RE/MAX Escarpment, featuring Conrad Zurini, broker-owner of RE/MAX Escarpment Realty Inc., and Brian Hogben, owner of Mission 35 Mortgages. Let's hear what's going on in real estate this week.
What's going on, big man?
Living the dream, Rob. Living the dream. Life is good. First day. Did you get any April Fools today, Rob? Did you get any April Fools?
No, I didn't get any April Fools. Maybe I did. I just didn't pay attention. I just took it in and just kept going and just took it as what it is. That's it.
Oh, really?
But I think there was something about April Fools on the through the email. One of the my girls that works for us put on. So I saw it a little late, so all the comments were coming through. So it looks like Conrad is missing in action. We'll see if he's coming on. Maybe he's got a speeding ticket or something like that.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about this BC cooling off period thing, but I want to ask you some things. Okay, interest rates are flying up. You were on the radio show last week. What's happening quickly going on with interest rates? Anything? What's going on? Anything change from what?
So you've got two different things. You've got fixed rates and variable rates. Fixed rates made a big jump this week. So Bank of Canada sets the variable and bond rates set the fixed. So the bonds rate's kind of like when the bank borrows money and they charge a premium. Bond yields are going up. So 5-year fixed money today is almost at 4%. So 4%. We're talking, and to put in perspective, 2019 5-year money was at like 3.69, 3.79. So we're actually we went like this, right? We're kind of back to what normal is. But the variable, you're hovering below 2% on variables, and they're talking about everybody's raising the flags for a 0.5 point increase right now, first or second week of April. I think it's April 12th or 13th when they meet, for a 0.5 point, which is that's a big increase because typically we only see a 1/4 point, but all indications are we're going to see another 0.5 point. So that'll bring the variable from the 2 to 2.5. So
So that crazy. So things are changing. A lot of things change. So the one thing I want to talk about is the BC government is implementing a cooling off period for people purchasing a house, giving them 24 hours to cool off. So what are they saying? The province introduced amendments to the Property Law Act on Monday with the aim of bringing in a cooling off period this spring to protect home buyers, although there is no hint on how long it will be. Establish what the government is calling a home buyer protection period. In theory, buyers would have a limited amount of time to consider their offers, ensure financing, obtain a home inspection, or cancel or purchase. So basically, what they're saying is, if you let's say you're in a multiple offer situation and you got 10 offers. You accept the top bidder, right? Which we've been doing. And that guy all of a sudden the next day says, you know what, I changed my mind. I think I paid too much. We just killed what we just tried.
Yeah. That's going to really affect the seller, right? Like I could see it from both sides. Then how do you bring those other people back, right? Because the other people back now, the excitement's kind of gone. So it creates now I look at it from my banker's hat and the conservative hat. I kind of like it, Rob. I'm sorry to say I kind of like it. Go ahead. For the financing part of it, because like typically financing is always hunky-dory, right? You end up getting pre-approved. We've checked your income, all your stuff, but there's a segment of the market, we call them kind of like B deals, trust companies, where someone, maybe they're self-employed and they've got a bad credit score. Something happened and their credit score is in the 500s or 550s, but they've got a big down payment. For that segment of the population, the trust companies don't do rate holds. So what ends up happening when we do a pre-approval, we say, hey, absolutely, Mr. Customer, will definitely get you approved. You've got 25% down, but your rate, I can't hold it until you buy. They just don't have that product. So your rate's probably going to be 4%, maybe 5%, right? So I'll run the numbers at 5 to show you, but we're going to fight to get you the best rate. this type of thing that's happening out in BC is great for those clients because they're really going in, and especially in a rising rate environment.
They're going blind because
big time blind, right? And they're making that gamble, and you know, 1 point, especially these days, could be the difference of $1,000 in payment, depending, especially with BC. You know, everything out in BC is $1 million, I think. So
I think Conrad's going to try to come in log in right now.
Awesome.
So the one thing, this is what's going to happen. Let's see, is he getting in there? No. So anyway, the one thing I found that has to be done now, you have to accept 2 offers.
It's a good idea.
So you accept 2 offers on this thing, and okay, you take the highest bidder, you take his offer, you got it, no problem. Okay, let's say we got an offer of 2 offers, one at 800,000, one at 788, $2,000 different, or let's say 780, $20,000 different. You accept the first offer, and you accept the first offer. That was another sale happening there. You accept the first offer, and you accept the second offer, and the second offer basically saying, hey, we accept your offer, conditional on the first offer being released from a prior agreement, purchase and sale. You put all the right clauses in there, so that if the first guy walks, then you got the second one. Now, does the 24-hour, what they're indicating is you got a 24-hour. There's Conrad.
Hey, there he is.
Sorry about that.
Hey, no problem. Listen,
the police officer just left from a speeding ticket right there. So.
No, you know what? Sorry. I was interviewed. I'm nominated for a business award in Burlington. So it was the interview, and they promised me 45 minutes. So anyway, sorry.
So we were talking about the BC government putting in the 24-hour cooling off period. And we were just getting into it. And I said, okay, well, this means that we may have to accept 2 offers on every deal. Like if there's multiple offers, Conrad.
Oh, yeah. Like you're talking about a backup offer, right? Something like that.
Backup offer. You have to accept 2 offers because if the first guy walks, then you got nothing. All those guys that were there, you want to keep it hot. So I'm thinking that the first guy, you accept his offer, and then you accept the second best offer, and you put a condition on there, the first offer being released. Now, does the second offer that you accept, the date on there, their cooling off period really doesn't kick in because because the first offer has 24 hours, they walk, then the second one kicks in, and that's 24 hours later. Well, you both accepted them at the same time. The second guy doesn't get 24 hours.
No, you're right.
Because he already got the 24 hours because he accepted his offer. He's willing to take it.
Yeah.
So I think that's the only way we're gonna, BC government's gonna solve this, but it's gonna cause a lot of problems. This is gonna I don't know what's gonna fix this. I don't know if anything fixes it. It causes we have a problem. They're gonna create another problem.
You're right.
They divert problems when it comes to real estate, and they're always 2 years too late when they come up with something.
Yeah. And it's not going to solve the affordability problem at all. I think it's going to just make things worse, right? So that's bad. I know what they did. They tried to give you a period of time that you could do your due diligence, right? But I think, in a fast market, it's really going to hinder the consumer, right?
It's going to cause a lot of problems. Well, I could see it. Developers and builders that build these condos, they give you 7-day, thing. Yeah, but they got units. I mean, it's not like they can do that, but when you only have one house, it's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be good. And I don't know if they'll bring it to Ontario, but BC, they like rolling the dice and changing the law. They you know what I mean? Like it's like, what else do they have out there that they just did recently that's different than we have? I can't even remember what it was. Last year didn't they change something?
They were the first one to put in the foreign tax, I think. Right? So they put in the foreign buyer tax first before we followed suit with that. But their price points are just astronomical out there as well, too, right? I think that's one of the things that they're trying to curtail.
I was with the minister, Tuesday night? The minister of Commercial and Corporate Affairs. Not even on their radar screen in terms of what BC is doing. Not even for Ontario. Not even on their radar screen. Yeah. No, they're really... their driver is they're really looking at the development side heavily. The regulation side, I felt they were very lax on the regulation side, and they're watching the numbers. They like, again, we're and I don't know if you guys talked about this, but inventory is we're not far off from 2019 levels, guys. It's not like a situation
inventory levels.
Yeah, inventory levels. It's not like I can point to periods of time where the inventory was the same during the last from January 2019 to today. There was times like that we've seen these peaks in terms of that. I just did the graph for someone a couple of days ago. It's pretty telling, right?
So like I did on the first quarter, just in the Hamilton market, like I clicked on Matrix and I hit Hamilton and it brought up everything. And I did the first quarter this year versus last year in the first quarter. Unit sales are down 18%.
Yeah.
Am I correct on that? Or
yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. 18%. Now, is it just because we got like Conrad, our parents' generation, they're not moving. They're staying where they are. They don't want to go to an old age home. So that inventory is not moving. People that are buying up, like millennials that want to go up into a bigger house, they're sticking around now, maybe because interest rates are changing. Who knows? They're saying, maybe we should stick around a little more. So the inventory is it population? Is it everything's construed because of everything that's happened through the pandemic? Everybody's kind of shifting. It's just kind of the dynamics of everybody's life is just different, and that's what caused the chaos.
There's probably 8 or 9 factors. You mentioned a few, right? Like you're look, I've heard people with COVID. There's talk of the 6th wave. Some people are thinking that people are home and they're not coming out as well. They're home and they're saying like they do want to sell their home, but they want to get through this bout of COVID that's hit their household. So you've got that. Gas. We can go on and on.
The rise in rates as well too. Rates coming up.
Going back to your office, like this is a huge phenomenon right now. I would say 30% of the people that thought they could stay home have been just told that they gotta go back to their office. So there's a lot going on all at once. I don't think we've ever in the history, like somebody said to me the other day, and Brian, you can comment, and same Rob, you can definitely comment on this, but they were saying that is this going to be like the summer of 2017, which and you remember the market kind of just dropped like a cliff. But there's so many facts. Like that time, what did we have? We had the stress test foreign buyer tax, right? And and don't forget to mention, now we're at 20% foreign buyer tax, right? So now $1 million is 200,000. That's like huge. That's a big number.
I think you're bang on, Conrad. I think we will say, and Rob, you said this before too, is where we do see a cliff, because like if you see a 0.5 point in April go up, and then if they're talking about another 0.5 point in June, that's a 1% increase. And then in June is when the task force is supposed to come out with whatever mortgage rules are going to change. If you see all those factors in addition to how long any, crises are going on in the world as well too, with all the inflation that pens up, you could very well see a stop right there for a little bit.
Absolutely. And another factor I just thought of right now is buyer fatigue. Buyers, I've got buyers right now. One buyer specifically just 2 days ago said to me, Rob, I don't want to look at any houses that are holding offers. Don't show me those. I don't want to see it. And that's it. I just want to see houses that are just up for sale, and that's it. So I don't want to compete against anybody else. How many people out there are thinking the same thing?
Well, there's some sellers that say, I don't want to deal with all these people trouncing through. Like that's the other side. Like you got to remember that. Like again, and we have to be as realtors and as professionals, we have to create platforms, create an environment for people to be able to buy and sell the way they want. But I look at it differently too, Brian. I'm thinking that some of this stuff is going to make me move and make me make a decision. Like, be wary of the weak-handed investor, because now you've got your cost of maintenance is up probably 30%. Taxes, like we're only at 2016 assessments. Just wait when those assessments start to kick in, taxes.
Oh shit.
And if you're in a condo, you got to remember when they do a reserve fund study, they're looking at the life expectancy of a roof, almost textbook, right? They're 20 year, but you can get to 23, but it's 20 years. That's it. And now they're doing the new cost of materials on it. So you're going to see maintenance, your condo fees go up, taxes go up. So what's going to happen is that 25% investor has got to really think about it. Mm-hmm. It's not going to cash flow, and I'm not going to get that capital appreciation. So you're going to see that enter. We're going to see a shift from heavy demand side fueling the market to heavy supply side, possibly moving the market. And then, those buyers you're talking about, Rob, they're going to come back in, right?
Yeah, they'll be back. Yeah, absolutely.
We're seeing that. We're getting calls with the weekend investor who has one property. They got $200,000 on the table from the past year and a half or 2 years. They're like, I want to sell now. I want to take my chips off the table right now. My rent's not going to cover with my increasing rate. So let's sell it. So you're right. I think those weekend warrior investors that have one, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's going to be a little bit that's coming out. But we're also going to get, I think we're seeing a lot of the demand pull forward too, because the rate that just went up to the 5-year money is hovering around 4% now. If you've got a pre-approval at 3, you're buying now. You will still go into the competition. You will. And there's probably going to be about 60 or 90 more days of that, those thousands of pre-approvals were like, I got to get, because a 1 point difference on $800,000 it's $8,000 a year. That's a lot over 5 years. That's a big savings.
No kidding. Oh, huge. Wow, guys. Anyway, listen, we're running out of time, and I appreciate you guys being on. Conrad, I know you're going to be at our awards gala, so are you, Brian, and looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it.
Some fun.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome. It's going to be good. Yeah, looking forward to it. Guys, thanks for listening, and Conrad and Brian, thank you so much for being on. Appreciate it, and we'll see you guys next week. Take care.